Most people think wealth comes from luck, intelligence, or timing. But the truth is, real wealth is built through structure, patience, and long-term thinking. Today's guest didn't become successful by chasing quick wins. He built wealth through real estate by understanding systems, managing risk, and letting time do the heavy lifting. In this conversation, we talk about how money really works, why mindset matters more than income, and what changes when financial pressure disappears. Let's begin. Welcome back. Today's conversation is a little different, and I'm excited about it. I'm joined by someone who built wealth through real estate, not overnight, not through hype, but through strategy, patience, and smart decisions. He doesn't come from a finance textbook background. He comes from real experience. What I really want to explore today is how wealth is actually built, how mindset changes when money starts working for you, and what people often misunderstand about real estate success. So let's get into it. First, tell us a bit about your journey, not the highlight version, the real one.
Thank you for having me here, Lisa. And I really like how you framed that. Because most people only see the end result. They see properties, numbers, lifestyle. They don't see the years of learning, mistakes, and uncertainty before that. I didn't start with money. I didn't start with connections. I started with curiosity and frustration. I was working, saving a little, and realizing that no matter how hard I worked, time was always the limit. That's when real estate caught my attention. What changed everything was understanding leverage. Yes, leverage. Not just financial leverage, but time and decision leverage. My first property wasn't impressive, but it taught me how cash flow works, how risk really behaves, and how patience compounds. That experience rewired how I think about money completely.
A day is limited to only 24 hours, and we all need to sleep. And working hours are included also in this limitation. And most of people usually link money to our availability to work to be there. After that mental shift, what made you realize this could become a scalable path to wealth, not just extra income?
Honestly, it wasn't when the money increased. It was when my stress decreased. The moment I realized that income could arrive, whether I was present or not, something clicked. Real estate forced me to think in systems. Properties are systems. Tenants, maintenance, financing, taxes. It's all interconnected. Once I understood that, I stopped chasing quick wins. I started building repeatable decisions. People think millionaires are obsessed with money. In reality, they're obsessed with structure. The money follows structure.
That's powerful, because a lot of people assume wealth is about intelligence or luck. But what you're describing sounds more like discipline and clarity. What's one belief about real estate that you think holds people back the most?
The belief that they need to be experts before they start. That belief keeps people stuck forever. You don't learn real estate by only watching videos. You learn it by making decisions and adjusting. Another big misconception is thinking risk is something to avoid. Risk is something to understand. The biggest risk is staying in a system where your income has no upside. Real estate isn't safe or dangerous by default. Ignorance is what makes it dangerous.
Marcus, you've seen different economic cycles. Inflation, interest rates, uncertainty. How should people think about real estate today without fear?
Fear usually comes from complexity. When markets change, people freeze. But markets always change. What stays consistent is human behavior. People need places to live. Cities grow. Land is limited. The mistake people make is trying to time the perfect moment. Professionals focus on time in the market, not timing the market. Even in difficult conditions, Opportunities exist. They just require better thinking, not more courage. Calm decision-making beats emotional action every time.
That calm perspective is refreshing, especially in a world driven by headlines and noise. Before we wrap up, I want to ask something personal. What changed the most about you internally once financial pressure was reduced?
What I can say to you, Lisa, my thinking slowed down. That's the biggest change. When survival pressure disappears, you stop reacting and start designing. I became more selective, more patient, more focused on long-term outcomes. Money didn't make me happier. It made me clearer. And clarity is where better decisions come from.
That's a powerful note to end on. Wealth as clarity, not just numbers. Thank you for sharing your experience so honestly. This kind of conversation helps people think differently, not just dream differently. And to everyone listening to EverFuture Studio, if this conversation brought you value, take a moment to like the episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's thinking about their future. New conversations drop regularly, exploring wealth, technology, and long-term thinking. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep looking ahead.